Ancient Gaul was a land of diverse tribes. These tribes, often at war with each other, occupied what is now France. The Gauls were known for their fierce warriors and vibrant culture. They were skilled in metalwork and had their own religion and social structures. In 58 BC, Julius Caesar saw an opportunity. He launched a campaign to conquer Gaul. This series of battles, known as the Gallic Wars, lasted 8 years. By 50 BC, Gaul was under Roman control. Roman rule brought new structures and systems to the region. The Romans introduced roads, aqueducts and cities. They also imposed their language, Latin, which influenced the local languages. The Gauls adopted many Roman customs. This marked the beginning of a long period of Romanization in Gaul. Roman rule was not always peaceful. Rebellions occurred, but they were quickly suppressed. Over time, the Gauls became more integrated into the Roman Empire. This laid the foundation for the next phase of French history. The blending of Gaulish and Roman cultures created a unique society. This Gallo-Roman culture thrived for centuries. Roman cities in Gaul, such as Lutetia, which is modern-day Paris, became centers of trade and learning. The Gauls adopted Roman laws, architecture, and lifestyle. Latin became the dominant language. Over time, it evolved into the early forms of French. The local religion also changed. The Romans brought their gods, but Christianity would soon spread. By the 3rd century AD, many Gauls had converted to Christianity. Economic prosperity grew under Roman rule. Agriculture flourished and Gaul became a significant part of the Roman economy. Gaulish artisans produced fine pottery, glassware and textiles. Roman villas and public baths became common sights. Despite Roman rule, some Gaulish traditions persisted. Local festivals and customs blended with Roman ones. This cultural synthesis enriched the region. However, the Roman Empire's decline in the late 4th century would bring significant changes. As the Roman Empire weakened, new groups moved into Gaul. Among them were the Franks, a Germanic tribe. By the late 5th century, they began to dominate the region. Clovis I, a Frankish king, played a crucial role in unifying Gaul under his rule. Clovis became king in AD 481. He expanded his territory through a series of military campaigns. His most significant victory was at the Battle of Soissons in AD 486. This victory marked the beginning of his dominance in Gaul. Clovis converted to Christianity, which helped him gain support from the Roman Catholic Church. Clovis's conversion had a lasting impact. It strengthened ties between the Frankish kingdom and the Church. This alliance would shape the future of France. Clovis also established the Merovingian dynasty, which ruled for over 2 centuries. The unification of Gaul under Clovis marked the end of the Roman era. It laid the foundation for the medieval Kingdom of France. Clovis's successors continued to expand and strengthen the realm. This period saw the rise of feudalism and the Christianization of the region. Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great, was one of Europe's most influential rulers. He became king of the Franks in AD 768. Charlemagne expanded his kingdom through military conquests. By AD 800, he had created a vast empire known as the Carolingian Empire. Charlemagne was crowned emperor by Pope Leo III on Christmas Day, AD 800. This event marked the revival of the Western Roman Empire. Charlemagne's reign brought stability and prosperity. He promoted education, culture, and Christianity. He established schools and libraries, preserving classical knowledge. Charlemagne's empire was divided after his death. The Treaty of Verdun in AD 843 split the Carolingian Empire into 3 parts. West Francia, one of these parts, roughly corresponds to modern-day France. This division marked the beginning of the medieval French state. The legacy of Charlemagne endured. His reign set the stage for the Holy Roman Empire. It also influenced the development of European feudalism. Charlemagne's emphasis on learning and culture had a lasting impact on medieval Europe. His reign is often seen as a turning point in European history. Section 5. The 100 Years' War and Joan of Arc. The Hundred Years' War was a series of conflicts between France and England. Joan of Arc, born in 1412, claimed to have received visions from saints. She led French troops to several important victories. Joan's capture and execution in 1431 did not end her influence. She became a symbol of French resistance and national pride. Joan of Arc's legacy as a national heroine endures to this day. Section 6. The reign of Louis XIV. Louis XIV, known as the Sun King, ruled France from 1643 to 1715. His reign is often seen as the height of absolute monarchy in France. Louis centralized power and built a strong centralized state. He famously declared, "L'État c'est moi," which means "I am the state." Louis XIV's reign was marked by grandeur and opulence. He built the Palace of Versailles, a symbol of royal power and luxury. The palace became the political and cultural center of France. Louis's court set standards for European aristocracy. Louis XIV's wars of expansion aimed to extend French influence. However, these wars drained the treasury and caused widespread suffering. Despite these challenges, Louis's reign left a lasting legacy. He transformed France into a dominant European power. Louis XIV's policies also had long-term consequences. His centralization of power weakened the nobility. His lavish spending created financial strains. These factors contributed to growing discontent, setting the stage for future upheaval. Louis XIV's reign remains a defining period in French history. Section 7. Economic strain and public discontent. By the late 18th century, France faced severe economic problems. The country's involvement in wars, like the American Revolutionary War, had drained the treasury. Additionally, King Louis XVI's government was deeply in debt. The financial crisis led to widespread suffering. High taxes and food shortages added to the public's misery. The price of bread, a staple food, skyrocketed. Poor harvests in the 1780s worsened the situation. The common people, known as the Third Estate, bore the brunt of these hardships. They were frustrated by the privileges enjoyed by the nobility and clergy. The Enlightenment ideas further fueled discontent. Philosophers like Voltaire, Rousseau and Montesquieu criticized the old regime. They advocated for equality, liberty and justice. These ideas spread rapidly, influencing public opinion. The economic and social strains created a volatile environment. Calls for reform grew louder. The Estates General, a representative assembly, was convened in 1789 to address the crisis. This meeting marked the beginning of a revolutionary period in France. The old order was on the brink of collapse. Section 8. Key events of the French Revolution. The French Revolution began in 1789 with the storming of the Bastille on July 14th. This event symbolized the overthrow of the old regime. The Bastille, a fortress prison, was seen as a symbol of royal tyranny. Its fall ignited revolutionary fervor across France. Following the Bastille's fall, the National Assembly took significant steps. On August 4, 1789, it abolished feudal privileges. This marked the end of the feudal system and the beginning of a new social order. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen was adopted soon after, proclaiming equality and individual rights. King Louis XV's attempt to escape in June 1791 further fueled tensions. The king and his family were captured and brought back to Paris. This event shattered the monarchy's credibility. It led to growing demands for a republic. The revolution's early years were marked by significant changes. The National Assembly undertook major reforms, including the confiscation of church lands. The political landscape was rapidly evolving. The revolution was entering a more radical phase. Section 9. The Reign of Terror. The revolution took a violent turn with the Reign of Terror, marked by political purges and mass executions. Led by Robespierre, the Committee of Public Safety sought to protect the revolution. Thousands were executed by the guillotine. The Reign of Terror ended with Robespierre's fall in July 1794. He was executed along with many of his supporters. The aftermath saw a return to more moderate governance. the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon emerged as a key figure in post-revolutionary France. His successes on the battlefield made him popular. In 1799, he staged a coup d'etat. In 1804, he declared himself emperor. His military campaigns reshaped Europe. His defeat at Waterloo in 1815 ended his rule. He was exiled to St. Helena.